Hey you guys, here I am with the Facebook Live. I'm going to be talking all about plateaus. So I'm going to wait and just kind of kill some time while we get some people on here. I think this is like one of the first times that I've ever been on time to a Facebook Live. Can you even believe it? This is so exciting. I'm not seeing any comments, so if you're on here, leave me a comment. Okay, there we go. I just want to make sure I'm getting some notifications because I want to be able to answer your guys' questions through this. So I see Kelly Smith. Hi, Kelly. Hi. Let me know if you guys are on here so I can make sure I'm seeing your guys' comments. Hi, Allison. So I hope you guys are getting ready for summer. I am. It's super warm here. Feels so good out. My kids have like 2.5 weeks left of school. That is nuts, right? Hi, Kelly Matthews. Hey, maybe we're related. That's funny because my sister's name is Kelly and my last name is Matthews. That's so funny. I have an amazing topic for you guys, so that's why I kind of want to wait a few minutes. Oh, thank you, Carolyn, to get a few people, more people on here. Who out there is doing my 6-week Fit Body Challenge? Give me some hearts or some thumbs up if you are. Are you? Anybody? What about Sculpt? Let me know who's doing Sculpt. Okay, awesome. Well, my challenges are great, and I'm going to talk about how my challenges kind of fit into avoiding plateaus or busting through plateaus. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you guys have questions, you can go ahead and ask them below. I may have to answer some later though, because I find that when I'm reading the questions and trying to it kind of messes up my train of thought a little bit. So if you leave a question and I don't get to it right now, then never fear, okay? So first of all, I want to address what is a plateau. So a plateau is, and this is very, very important, okay? A plateau is when you have been on your plan 100%. Like, I don't mean, oh yeah, I'm sort of on my plan, but I also have a cookie after dinner. Or, oh yeah, I follow the plan, but I don't eat my meal 6 because I'm just go to bed early. Like, you need to be following your plan 100% with all of your effort, giving complete intensity to your workouts, and then you still don't see results for, I usually say like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, because sometimes when you hit 2 weeks, your results are almost about to show up. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But another thing is that you want any sort of results count as results. So let's say your weight is staying the same, but your inches are dropping. That counts, and that's amazing. That's awesome. We love it when that happens. But sometimes, this is kind of a weird phenomenon. I don't really understand it myself, but I found that with a lot of my clients and myself too, I don't lose inches and pounds at the same time, okay? So sometimes it will happen that someone might drop a few pounds, but their measurements don't change, and then a couple weeks will go by and they don't lose any pounds, but their inches start dropping. And then it happens again. Then they'll lose a couple inches, but no pounds, and then pounds and no inches. And so you kind of have to just watch all sorts of parameters and ways to see progress. And as long as you're seeing progress somewhere, then you are progressing in the right direction, okay? So if you go a whole month and you only dropped 1 pound or something, but you dropped like 2.5 inches in your waist and 1 inch around your thigh, that's amazing. That is not a plateau, okay? Or let's say you went a month and only dropped maybe like 1/2 inch on your waist and 1/2 inch on a thigh or something, but you dropped 7 pounds. That's amazing too. And that's not a plateau either, okay? Let's also say, one more scenario, let's also say you're getting pretty lean and you're closer to your goal weight and you're almost there and you don't drop any pounds or inches, but you can see change in your pictures, okay? And you can feel your clothes fitting a little differently. That's not a plateau either, okay? So you need to learn, especially as you get leaner, to watch all ways to track progress. So as you get leaner, your numbers aren't going to change as much. Your measurements aren't even going to change. Like, you can't just keep getting smaller and smaller forever, you know? That's not the goal after a while. So you need to watch your pictures, watch the little lines of definition, watch in your stomach kind of where you show your progress, in your back, the back of your shoulders, you know, your middle back, just different ways to kind of see fat loss through different shadows and different, just different places that you show definition. So if you see change in your pictures, even if your numbers don't change, that's not a plateau either. Okay, so what is a plateau? A plateau is when you've been sticking to your plan, like I said, and none of those 3 parameters change, okay? And this is not a bad thing. Your body will plateau eventually, okay? This is totally normal, and it should be expected, all right? So why does this happen? This happens because your body is fighting for homeostasis. It wants to stay the same, okay? It's hard to lose fat, and it's hard to hold on to muscle, and it's really even harder to build muscle, okay? So your body wants to stay how it is. It's going to preserve that. And so, so whatever you're doing right now, your body's going to get used to it. So if you're eating in a, like, let's say here's your maintenance calories. If you're eating in a caloric deficit, all your body processes are going to down-regulate a little bit to kind of adjust here, okay? You're going to slow down a little bit. Your energy is going to go down. All sorts of different things are going to happen so that your body can maintain here, all right? So then what do you have to do? You drop your food a little lower, or increase your cardio, or somehow increase that caloric deficit a little more, so you bring it down to here. But what's your body going to do? It's going to adjust to here as well. Okay, this is normal, and this is just what happens. And this is why you can't and shouldn't go on a diet or a fat loss phase for months and months and years on end, because your body's just going to keep getting used to it, and then pretty soon that's your new maintenance, and that sucks. Like, you don't want your body to get used to 1,200 or 1,000 calories or something. You don't want to have to cut down that low. So here's what you do. I'm going to tell you. So now I think we know. Give me some thumbs up and some hearts if you guys understand what a plateau is. Okay? Let me know if you guys do. Do ya? Do ya? Okay. All right. Cool. I see them now. See, this is interactive. This is fun. So, all the hearts and thumbs up. Okay, so we got it. So now, next thing, before I talk about what to do, I want to talk about how to avoid an early plateau. Because like I said, we can't avoid hitting a plateau really, but we can avoid hitting one earlier than we have to, okay? So when you first start off on, thanks Tamara, I love you too. When you first, let me just fix, so I got a text that says she likes my hair. This is leftover church curls today. Okay. So when you start off on a fat loss plan, let's say you're here, and by here I mean this is like your baseline. This is your caloric intake and expenditure balance, meaning, you know, the amount of food you're eating, the amount of exercise you're doing, your baseline is here. You don't want to drop to here. Okay, you would do that by doing tons of cardio. Let's say you start out and you're super motivated and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go do an hour of cardio, an hour of weight training, and I'm gonna eat 1,200 calories, and I'm gonna just go full force. So you're taking yourself from here all the way down to here. Okay, guess what your body's gonna do? First of all, you're gonna drop some weight fast in the beginning, yes, but you're gonna hit that plateau much sooner. And guess what else? There's not really anywhere you can go from there. Okay, so let's say you do a ton of cardio, and let's say you do cut your food way down, and once your body gets used to that, who knows how long it's going to take? Everybody's different. You can't really predict it, but when your body does get used to that, what are you going to do? You're going to increase your cardio more? Are you going to drop your calories even lower? No, you can't. So one of the most important things to avoiding an early plateau, or avoiding a plateau that's hard to push through, is to only take make small steps, one small step at a time, or a couple small steps, okay? So let's say we're back up here. This is your maintenance level, okay? You're gonna drop just a couple hundred calories from here, just a couple hundred calories to right here, okay? And then start with increasing your cardio just a little bit, okay? So you're about right here. You can cruise along right here for a little while. I don't know, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months, I have no idea. Everybody's different, okay? And how your body responds to the caloric deficit will be different. It'll even be different for you compared to how you were 5 years ago. Everybody's different. But when your body gets used to this, guess what? You have plenty of room to go. You can drop your food a little bit more, and you can increase your cardio a little bit more, or you can start lifting with a little bit more intensity, okay? So now you're right here, okay? This is gonna buy you another 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't know how long. Then what do? Then you cut your cardio, or you increase your cardio a little bit more. And by little bits, I'm talking like 5 minutes a session. Like, I'm not talking about jumping from 20 minutes to 60 minutes, okay? I'm talking like if you're used to 20 minutes, 4 or 5 days a week, do 25. Then you can go to 30. Then you can go to 35, not like 20 minutes to an hour, okay? So now you're here, and now you've bought yourself 4 to 6 or something more weeks. So you've been going for a while. You may even be to your goal by now, and you didn't even have to get down here, okay? Does that make sense? So how to avoid an early plateau or a plateau that's really hard to push through would be making small changes. So I'm a big proponent of do the smallest amount of work that you need to in order to see the results you want, okay? Now, I know that sounds like lazy girl fitness, but really it's smart, okay? You don't want to do all this work and bring yourself to here and then burn out and then create some binge eating cycle or not have anywhere to go to continue seeing results, okay? So do the smallest amount of work, see the results. When your results stop, you can do a little more. When your results stop, you can do a little more. When your results stop, a little more, like that, okay? So now on to what to do when you hit that plateau. So kind of like what I was saying, you can increase your cardio a little bit. You can decrease your food a little bit. Let's see, that's a good question, Erin. I want to get that at the end. If I forget, type it in again, will ya? Erin Thompson, I'm talking to you, girl. That's a good question. Okay, so for example, let's say you are doing steady state cardio. You could switch that out for HIIT style cardio or sprints. Let's say you created a 200 calorie deficit in the beginning, and you cut it mostly from your carbs, okay? You can cut your fats a little bit, create another 100 calorie deficit or so. So you can drop your calories by about 100. You can increase your cardio by like 5 minutes per session, or if you're doing 4 days a week, you can increase it to 5 days a week. The idea is just small, incremental changes only as necessary, okay? Not too much, and make sure you're giving yourself time, all right? So one of my biggest tips is to not be too quick about cutting calories or increasing your cardio, okay? Sometimes I worry that some of my clients get a little frustrated because I think they want me to drop their food and I don't. But it is because sometimes results are just right around the corner. You just keep plugging along, doing the work day after day, and let's say you're really focused on the scale or the measurements or whatever it is, and nothing seems to be changing. You gotta just keep going, okay? Because I know that results are coming. They're probably just right around that corner. Give it 3 more days, 5 more days, 1 more week, whatever it is, just keep on going, because if you give up, and if you binge or if you cheat, you never would have seen those results that would have manifested themselves if you had just kept going a little longer. And that's one reason why people think, oh, I never see results. I never can see any progress. I'm not going to name names, but I have a client right now. She's a few weeks into her program, and she mentioned that so her body, she dropped a few pounds, like 3 the first week. Okay, then she didn't lose any the second week, and I think she didn't lose any the third week 4th week, she did drop some, but on week 3, she was saying, this is what my body always does. I always do really well in the beginning, and then I fizzle, and then my body stops seeing results, and that's when I quit. So that was the key right there. She said, that's when I quit. And she said, that's why I've never seen results. If she hadn't have quit, I bet you anything, she would have seen results. Like I said, that 4th week, she dropped some weight, okay, and her measurements changed quite a bit. So why people don't reach their fitness goals? Most of the time it's because they're not patient and consistent. So you guys see me talk about this all the time. The keys are being patient and consistent, okay? Because if you just put in the work day in, day out, the results will come, assuming you're doing a good, solid program. Sometimes the longer you have to wait before you see the results, the bigger the results will be, okay? For example, with weight loss, if you're tracking your lows, like if you're waiting for if you're watching your weight a little bit more closely, if you go a long time, like 7, 10, 14 days without seeing a drop, usually the drop's going to be bigger than if you had seen it a little bit earlier. But basically, what is the point I wanted to make? The main point I wanted to make is don't change things too quickly, because chances are you're about to see results, and if you just wait it out, the results will come, and you avoided dropping your caloric deficit making it any bigger than it needed to be, okay? So when you quit and you cheat and you binge and then you have to start over, that's when you never reach your goals. If you just stay consistent and keep on going, then I feel like I'm blabbing now. I keep reading your guys' comments, and I get they have good questions, and I want to make sure I don't forget them in just a minute. Yeah, so I think that's the main thing I wanted to say. So what to do when you hit a plateau? You can drop your food a little bit, just a little bit, remember. Add a little bit more cardio, bring a little bit more intensity to your weight training, or if you're only weight training 3 or 4 days a week, you could bump it to 5 days a week. You could even bump it to 6 days a week if you wanted to. But mainly, don't rush the changes. Usually you didn't need a change, you just needed to wait a little bit longer. So again, remember 3 to 4 weeks of being 100% solid on plan is with no change in measurements, pictures, weight. That's a plateau. You don't need any changes unless that's the case, okay? If you're feeling frustrated and you're like, I'm just bored and I can't stick to my plan all the way, I'm not motivated to, then change out your foods, change up some of your workouts, but don't increase the deficit yet, okay? Because you need to be sticking to that plan 100% to know for sure that plan is not working for you, okay? So, little challenge plug, because I love my challenges. If you feel like you are at a plateau, definitely change up the routine and try one of my challenges, okay? If you need to work out from home, my 6-week Fit Body Challenge is perfect for you. Quick, home-based workouts, all you need are dumbbells and a stability ball. Keeps your heart rate up. We've got circuit training. They're quick, just like 25, 30 minutes a day, okay? If you have access to a gym and you love heavier weight training, definitely try Sculpt. That's how I personally work out. HIIT-style cardio, heavy lifting in the gym. They all have amazing meal plans. So if you feel like you're at a plateau and want to try something new, definitely give one of those a try. So now I'm going to go through and try and see if I can read some of these questions. Let's see. Okay, back up to Erin Thompson's question. She says, what if you were at that lowest baseline and have been there for 4 years and now the body starts gaining weight and is still the same baseline? That is a good question, and that happens to so many people. And what your body needs is it needs a break. Like, that's why I never say people should diet or eat at a caloric deficit for very long. I personally don't like to go longer than 4 or 5 months or something. When 6-week Fit Body Challenge launched, people got on that train and just did that program for so long, like over and over and over again, which I'm so happy about because that means they loved it, but I don't love that those people were in a caloric deficit for that long. So I try to tell people to, take breaks, increase their food between rounds. It's really, really important that you don't let your body get completely used to down here so that this becomes your new normal. That's your new maintenance. That kind of sucks, right? There is a way out of it though, okay? What you want to do Aaron, and I'm sure there's other people that are feeling the same way, is it's called reverse dieting, okay? So you want to be very, very slow about it, okay? And there's this, okay, tangent. On social media nowadays, there is this belief that everyone loses fat as they reverse diet. Because you see all these people posting transformation pictures before and after my reverse diet, and they look like way tighter, and they just tightened up and leaned out as they increase their food and decrease their cardio. That does happen sometimes, but not to everyone. It's never happened to me. It's not super common to lose fat as you increase your food. It does happen. I shouldn't say it doesn't, because it definitely can. But don't expect that, okay? So if you're down here, your goal needs to be carb and calorie tolerance, not necessarily continued fat loss. You need to get it in your head that the goal is not fat loss anymore, because you have to think about your health and your energy and your body, and just think about getting your body used to more food. So if you maintain your stats, if you maintain your weight, your measurements, your clothing size roughly, if you roughly maintain it as you increase your food and decrease your cardio, that's awesome. That is a win. Okay, that is what you want. That's super awesome. If you're maintaining on 1,200 calories here, and then you can get yourself up to like 1,700 calories, and you can maintain it there, maybe even later up to 2,000 calories. So you want to go really, really slow and just increase your food a little bit at a time, maybe even like 50 calories a week or 10 grams of carbs every couple weeks, something like that. Go really slow, drop off like 5 minutes of cardio per week, really, really slow, and just watch your body and the goal is maintaining, okay? So good question, Erin, thank you. I am just going to, let's see. Okay, Kelly says, how do you reverse if you jumped into caloric deficits with lower calories and more cardio? So what do you do if you did just jump right down here, right? I have tried to just slowly increase calories so I can start over again. I think that's where I'm at now, but we'll see if I'm right. So yes, Kelly, that's what you should do. Slowly increase calories just to get yourself back up here. Then it's best if you can hold it up here for a while, okay? So hold it up here for a few months, maybe 4 or 5 months or so, because you have to give your body time to get used to this before it's going to respond to this little drops, right? Does that make sense? So you're slowly going up here, your body acclimates to this, then you can give it a small little increase, it acclimates to this small increase. So you got to go slow, because just like your body adjusted to the decreases, it's going to adjust to the increases too, okay? The key is being super consistent and not losing the focus, okay? A lot of times people, when they're dieting, they have amazing focus and they'll stick to their plan 100%, they'll do a really good job, but then they start to reverse and that all goes out the window because they think they're not dieting anymore, so they don't have to be as strict. But you have to be consistent still, okay? So once you get it back up here, hold it here for a while to get your body used to this, and then you should respond to smaller decreases, okay? Let's see here. A lot of people are asking what I recommend for lifting, for macro ratios, for different things like that. I definitely would just refer you to my challenges, because what I recommend is in those challenges. So that's what I would have you do there for sure. Let's see. Christine says, what if you just increase cardio a bit and you don't drop calories? Will that work, or do you need to do both? Yes, that's great. I prefer to only make one change at a time if possible. So let's say you're here, you can increase that deficit by dropping food a little bit or increasing cardio a little bit. Sometimes I'll do one first and the other next and then the other next and kind of alternate, okay? Or you can do small changes to both if you'd like to. Okay, so Melanie says, I've been on the same eating baseline for 4.5 years and can't hit my goal weight. That is a sure sign that you need a break and kind of, what I was saying a minute ago, if your body's used to this and it's not changing, you can't keep dropping. You have to just go back up, reset, and then come back down again. So it's going to be hard. I know I've been through the process before, back in like 2012 or so, and it's hard to change that mental focus from fat loss and reaching a goal weight to focusing more on your health and your hormones and your energy, and just your lifestyle, because you can't live down here. That's not good. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Thoughts on weekly cheat or refeed meal? Yeah, that's a great way. I think the main benefit is mental. You just look forward to it. It kind of gives you a little break in your routine, and it does give you a low calorie spike, so that helps as well. Whether or not it really helps hormonal, like your leptin levels, there's kind of studies that say both things. It would have to be like a low fat, higher carb meal. That's another topic, but yeah, I do that for sure. She's asking, what are my thoughts on a weekly cheat meal? Okay. All right, so one person, this is a common question, so I'll address this. Rachel says, I love Sculpt, but I have gained some weight. Can I go back to FBC? It seems like a step back. So you have to keep in mind, Sculpt is not necessarily a weight loss plan. So people will get on Sculpt and they'll be like, I'm not dropping weight like I was before. That's not the goal of the plan. The goal of Sculpt is fitness, building muscle if you're on the strength track. On the tone track, your goal is building muscle while you do lose some fat, which usually results in a maintenance of weight, okay? And so when you're maintaining your weight, it's totally normal to gain a couple pounds and then lose a couple pounds, just kind of hover around that line. No one's ever gonna stay the same weight day in, day out, week in, week out, okay? So yeah, you can definitely go back to FBC and kind of cycle between the two programs. Okay. Someone's asking about Sculpt if it's more intense. That's a different subject, but really quick, yes, Sculpt is way more intense. You're in the gym, you're lifting heavy, you're sprinting for your cardio. It's very intense, and the workouts are quite a bit longer. They're about an hour and 10 minutes or so. Okay. Also, Joy's asking if I'm on the 6-week program, what can we do when we hit plateaus? In the Facebook group, there's a file that says, I don't remember what it's called. It's called something about, troubleshooting. I think it's called troubleshooting or plateaus or something like that. And that tells you exactly step by step what to add and when you've hit a plateau with Fit Body Challenge. Okay, so go check that out. All right, guys, I think we are going to... Okay. Becky, yes, you can do Sculpt at home. Talks about it in the program. There's at-home modifications. So, okay, you guys, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful to you. It's one of the topics that I get asked most of all. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.